Did it help? Is it what you needed?
It really did help. And I need to get back. She was calling. I left a message for her to call. So, straight to that. We'll be fine.
Right with Sarah.
With Sarah.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right. We have someone who's in LA. So you go over there. And then first notes. Lost it. And she said
Shabbat Shalom and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody had a great week and you're ready to start Shabbat. We will begin Kabbalat Shabbat, the service for welcoming Shabbat, on page 5 in the Siddur. Let's begin together, let's sing together at the bottom of the page, Shalom Aleichem, page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech, malachei hamalachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Baruchuni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech, malachei hamalachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Tzei techem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech, malachei hamalachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Let us turn to page 11. And we will continue with Psalm 95, the very beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat, Lechu Neranena at the top of the page. Please join me. Lechu neranena, neranena, ladonai naria, naria, litzur isheinu. Lechu neranena, neranena, ladonai naria, naria, litzur isheinu. Nekadama fanav, nekadama fanav, nekadama fanav betoda. Bizmirot, bizmirot, narialo, bizmirot, bizmirot, narialo. Lechu neranena, neranena, ladonai naria, naria, litzur isheinu. Lechu neranena, neranena, ladonai naria, naria, litzur isheinu. The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes to judge the earth, judging lands with righteousness and people with divine truth. Middle of page 14, Right on the Hebrew side where the arrow is pointing inward, please join me. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umlo. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umlo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Exalt Adonai our God and bow down at God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. Bottom of the Hebrew section on page 20. Please join me as we sing together Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. And we will now turn to page 21 for Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29. Please rise, page 21. Mizmor LeDavid, Havol Adonai Bnei Elim, Havol Adonai Kavod Va'oz, Havol Adonai Kevod Shemo, Ishtachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayeshaber Adonai et arzei halevanon, Vayarkidehem kemo egel, Levanon vesirion, Kemo ven re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev le'avotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechol el hayalot. Vayechesof yeharot, uvehechalo kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamabul yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo vashalom. You may be seated. And we will continue now with Lechadodi, the song, the prayer, the hymn that officially welcomes Shabbat. We will begin on page 23. We will sing the first 2 stanzas, and then we will go to page 24, do the middle stanza, and then page 25, the last stanza. And when we get to that last stanza, we will all rise at that time and face the entrance of the sanctuary to welcome the Shabbat bride. And for those who are at home, you would face the entrance of your home. Page 23 through 25. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor bedibur echad hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad ushemo echad l'shem multiferet velitila. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Page 24 in the middle. Hit oreri kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alaich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Please rise, bottom of 25. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uv'tzola toch emune am segula. Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Ay lai 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. And we will now turn to page 27, and we will continue at the top of the page with Psalm 92, the Psalm for Shabbat. Please join me. Mizmor shir leyom hashabat tov lehodot ladonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulzamer leshimcha elyon. Mizmor shir leyom hashabat tov lehodot ladonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulzamer leshimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatecha baleilot ale asor va'ale navel ale higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir leyom hashabat tov lehodot ladonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulzamer leshimcha elyon. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. Middle of page 28. Tzadika tamar ifrach ke'erez balvanon iske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim hiu lehagid ki ashar Adonai Tsuri, tsuri, velo avalatabo. Before we continue with the Mariv service, the evening service for Shabbat, I want to share just a couple of thoughts about this week's Torah reading. This week's portion is actually very sentimental and very special to me, as it's my bar mitzvah parsha. And tomorrow morning, I will be celebrating my 22nd bar mitzvah anniversary, so you can go ahead and do the math if you want. The Parsha of Behalotecha is one of the first, if not the first, to make reference to what we know today as the menorah. And right in the very opening of the Parsha, it talks about the mitzvah and the commandment of lighting the menorah in the tabernacle, which of course then that menorah was transferred into the Holy Temple in Jerusalem many, many decades later. Who can tell me the difference between the appearance of the biblical menorah versus menorahs as we know them today for Hanukkah? Jonah, number of arms. Do you remember which one's which? Right, so the biblical menorah had 6 arms plus the shamus, but the shamus wasn't really a shamus. They were all on the same level, so they were actually considered 7 arms. And then the modern ones, as you said, have 8 arms plus the shamus or the shamash. Okay? What other instances in Judaism, anybody can answer this, do we light a flame besides the menorah? There's other examples of times when we have to light a candle or light a flame for Jewish purposes. What are some of those other examples? So Shabbat candles, festival you said, and Yurtzeit candles, exactly. Yes. We light the Shabbat candles every week. We light the festival candles at the evening of each festival, and the Yurtzeit candles, which traditionally was only ever done on Yom Kippur, but then also expanded into lighting Yurtzeit candle on the Yurtzeit, as well as whenever Yizkor is recited, Passover, Sukkot, and Shavuot. Tomorrow morning, I'll be talking a little bit more in detail about each of those times that we light a flame and what that means for us as Jews. So I don't want to give everything away tonight. So if you're interested in hearing more and learning more about that, please come tomorrow morning as well. With that, let us continue now with our Mariv evening service. I invite everyone to turn to page 39a and to please rise for the Barchu. Lai 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 la da 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 Baruchu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. La da 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 la da 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 la da 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 da. You may be seated. Please join me on the English side of 39A. Let's read together in English the first blessing of the Mariv service. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'ma'avir yom u'mevi laila, u'mavdil ben yom u'vein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Ahavat Olam, page 40. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokveinu uv'kumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei toratecha uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatecha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41, I'm going to ask Katie to come up and help lead us in Shema and Ve'ahavta. Even closer. Go ahead. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai
Elohecha, b'chol levavecha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinatam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiftecha b'beitecha, uvleftecha v'aderech, u'shofbecha uv'kumecha, u'shartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotavot b'neinecha, u'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'isharecha.
Okay, great job, Katie. Thank you. We'll continue privately. Page 42, the second and third paragraphs of the Shema. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Top of page 43a. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. God brought Israel from its midst to lasting freedom and led them through the divided water of the Sea of Reeds. As their pursuers and enemies drowned in the depths, God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you, Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? Top of page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We will continue now with Hashkivenu, page 45. We will sing the beginning in Hebrew and then recite the prayer in English on both sides of the page 45. Please join me. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechaim ulshalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ufaros aleinu sukat shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al chol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Please rise as we continue with Vishamru and Chatzi Kaddish, page 46. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש Shavat vayinafash veshameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Yitkadal veyitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divarach kirutei v'amlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimeru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam le'al me'al maya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitramam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitale ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'elam min kol berchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru Amen. And we'll continue now with the private silent Amida for Erev Shabbat, starting on page 47 and concluding on page 51. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, imeru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. We are going to switch moods for a moment, and we are going to pray for those in our community and our loved ones who are in need of healing. If you have a name you would like to add this evening, please remain standing in your place, and we will go around the room. You can add a name after I read the names from the list, as well as those who are online. If you have a name you would like to add, go ahead and unmute, and then you can say the name after we go through the list. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Chava Sarah bat Basha, Esther Neshama bat Sarah, Yehudit bat Kalman, Rachel bat Esther, Diane Chodoro, Alan Chodoro, Larry Levy, Rachel Langer, Beth Stewart, Nechama Malka bat Devara Shoshana, Manoach Avram Halevi ben Ilana Michal, David ben Razel, Mirit bat Miriam, Aaron ben Chaya Golda, Yardena bat Sarah, Yera Sarah bat Nechama Malka, Dan Shaw, Al Montano, Sandra Kite, Healy Solomon, Kathy Brown, Gary Guto, Harriet Feinberg, Arnie Tenenbaum, Frank Todora, Philip Todora, Brandon Simpson, Ken Gasser, Cynthia Chapman, Ira Robinson, Deborah Tarika, and Millie Chapman. Is there anyone online who would like to add a name? May they all find the healing that they need. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We will continue now with the full Kaddish, middle of page 54. Yitkadal v'yitkadashem merabam. Be'almadi v'rakirutei v'amlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayi l'chol Beit Yisrael b'agalav v'zman kari v'immeru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabam mevarach le'alam le'al me'al maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei l'kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'immeru. Amen. Tit kabal tzalot ahon v'atahon dechol Yisrael kodama v'ahon divishmaya v'immeru. Amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shamaya v'chaim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'immeru. Amen. Oseh shalom imromav hu ya'aseh shalom alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'immeru. Amen. We will continue now with the Friday evening Kiddush. I invite everyone to please rise. We do have cups and grape juice here for anybody who would like. And I would like to ask the Guto students to come up and help us with Kiddush and the end of the service. We are on page 55 for the Kiddush. Savrim Adonai v'Rabbanan v'Rabotai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki avanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו ופסולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד. על כן נחלב ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. At this time, we will remember those in our community and our loved ones that are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember Hilda Wolofsky, Samuel Davis, Golda Fayer, Arthur Sachs, Jacob Klosky, Hannah Levine, Mark Diamond, and Manuel Bartnoff. And if there's anybody else you're remembering this evening, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and in your heart, and may their memory be for blessing and for goodness. We'll continue with Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divarach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, Bechayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Israel, Ba'agala u'v'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam alalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal. Shemei dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You may be seated. In a moment, we are going to conclude our service with Adon Olam, but before then, we have announcements.
Welcome all. I see some new faces here. Welcome.
Tomorrow's services begin at 9:30, and if you come enough times to services, you too can be president one day. Sunday is the Sisterhood Ice Cream Social starting at 2 o'clock. If you haven't made reservations, not to worry, there's plenty of ice cream and sprinkles and goodies to go around, so you can just show up at the social hall at 2 o'clock, and you'll be more than welcome to do that. And we hope to see you, as I said, tomorrow morning, at least at 9:30. Hazen, you have another announcement.
Okay, thank you, Harvey. Next week, we are doing a very special Kabbalat Shabbat, a very special Shabbat program for our kids and our younger families. We are going to be doing a family-friendly service at 6 o'clock next Friday night. We will have some snacks beforehand that are free and open to the community, both the snacks and the service, starting at 5:30. And then, of course, we will have a wonderful barbecue Shabbat dinner after services that evening as well. There is an RSVP for that. You can RSVP online, or you can call the office if you're interested in staying for dinner. But please mark your calendars for that this coming Friday, a week from tonight, this very special service to engage our kids and our younger families. And if you know of any younger families that are not part of Bnai outside in the community that are looking for this type of experience, please let them know. There is no charge to come to the service and to be part of the community that evening. So please let them know. Okay, let's conclude with Adon Olam. For someone who wanted to do the fast version, that was a very slow entrance onto the bima. Yeah? All right, come on, guys. Come close to the mic. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Adon Olam asher malach v'terem kol yetzir nivra le'en asa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kiklot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu ayav ve'hu hove ve'hu yeh betifara ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshil lo lehachmira ve'li reshit ve'li tachlit ve'lo ha'os ve'am nisra ve'hu eli ve'chai go'ali ve'tzorchev li be'etzara ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi be'yom ekra be'ato av kibruchi be'eti shan be'a'ira bimruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. Good job, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for coming. We will see you tomorrow morning. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, everyone.
It says on that page, dinner was put on by the men's club.